right, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Guys on DJ, aka God in the Wax, bringing you another video. So real quick, first off, this video is brought to you by TrackLib. I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video for you to go check out TrackLib. I'm sure they probably have some type of special or introductory offer going on right now. But click on my link they'll send you to their sign up page. It's definitely a dope service. They have great songs for you to sample to use in your music production. They have great sounds now. Before it used to just be songs, now it's sounds and kick drums, snare drums, hi hats, close hats, everything in between to help make your music with. So definitely check out tracklib.com and check out the link in my description to check to go to the website and sign up. I definitely think you'll peep it and you'll enjoy it and you'll like it, especially if you're a music producer and things like that. It's definitely a really valuable asset to have in your corner when you're making your music and making your beats, to have access to sounds and samples like that. So check it out when you get a chance. So for this uh, video here, what I wanted to talk about real quick was scratching. Okay, so I see a lot of times on like the turntablism or the DJ forums on Reddit and things like that, and other different Discord servers and things like that. People ask the question all the time. You know, I want to learn how to scratch, uh, but I only have a DJ controller. Should I try to get a turntable and a mixer and learn how to scratch on that first and foremost before messing around with the controller? Or I'm thinking about getting a controller. Should I get a turntable and a mixer instead and learn how to scratch on that before moving to a controller? Here's my suggestion. Okay, for me, I kind of started out with turntables and a mixer as far as when I was scratching back in 2018, 2019. But what I would say for you is that, you know, you can learn to scratch on a jog wheel, but I think it's a lot better to do it on a turntable and a mixer. The moving platter is very cool and it really helps you with the scratching. And what I find myself doing a lot of times, like, so what I do a lot of times is my mind simulates the platter moving. So when I let go of the sound on this Numark Midstream Pro Go jog wheel, my mind is imagining the jog wheel turning still and me pulling it back and then going back with the sound and things like that. So, uh, having that frame of reference when you actually learn how to scratch on a turntable and a mixer is definitely helpful. I think it's helpful at least. I did try to scratch like when I had a DDJ SX2 DJ controller back in the past, and it was okay. I did okay with it, but I really, found my leggings and my footholds when I started scratching on a turntable and a mixer, a proper mixer like the DJM S11 or the Rain 70, or even a Newmar Scratch or something like that, or Eckler Newell with the Eternal Fader, the Eckler Newell 2.0 with the Eternal Fader. Uh, those mixers really uh, get you set off, and like I said, having the moving platter of the turntable and the vinyl moving and spinning around as you go along and things like that, it's really intuitive and it's natural, and it will help you, do what you need to do as far as scratching goes. Now, is it possible to learn how to scratch strictly on a controller? For sure, you can. But like I said, I think it will be intuitive for you to, if you can afford it. If you can only afford a controller like a DJ controller like this Mixstream Pro Go or something even lower priced than that, then by all means go for it. And what I will say is that on a controller like this Mixstream Pro Go, the crossfader is not that great. The crossfader on this thing is leaves a lot to be desired. I can only do basic scratches on here like chirps. I can only do basic scratches on here like chirps and military scratches and things like that. But if you get a more expensive DJ controller like a DDJ Rev 5 or something with a Magvale fader in it, you know, a Magvale Pro fader or something like that, I think you would definitely get along a lot better with it. Even, you know, maybe one of the Denon Prime units or something like that, and if you could put an Inno fader into it or something like that, that would be dope as well. You can put an Innovator Mini into this Extreme Pro Go, but you have to solder. You have to open up this entire unit here. This is a completely standalone DJ controller, so you have to open up all this entire unit, jog wheels and all, and then desolder the current crossfader and solder in the mini innovator that's meant to be soldered into the unit, and then you can use it that way. So it's definitely a more of a pain in the butt to do so, but it can be done. I'm not interested in doing it right now, but like I said, you can pick up a DJ controller where you can get a better crossfader with it, and learn how to scratch that way. Now another option, like I said, is to get something like the DDJ Rev 7 or the Hercules. I think it's called the Impulse T7 or something like that, or the Hercules T7, which is a moving platter controller. The Rev 7 is also a moving platter controller, but with the Hercules controller, it's belt driven, which is kind of like the Newmar Scratch PT01 Scratch, or one of those, or the Stanton XTS, which I have, Stanton STX, turntable with a crossfader attached to it. It's belt driven, but I've heard that it's pretty good and it gets the job done for scratching and things like that. The Hercules Impulse T7. So that's also another option for a low price way to get into scratching. But like I said, I definitely think moving platters is the way to go. It's the where scratching started was with turntables and things like that. So it serves to believe, or serves to have the belief that, to scratch, it would be best to use a moving turntable, a moving platter, or something to that effect. So that's all I want to go and talk about real quick. I know I've kind of been all over the place with my commentary here, but the excuse me. But the most important thing I want you to take away from it is you can scratch on a controller, you can scratch on turntable and mixer, but turntable and mixer is probably the most efficient, tried and true way to learn how to scratch. And like I said, even for myself, as somebody who came from scratching on turntable and mixer from Jump Street, uh, when I scratch on a controller, I envision the jog wheel moving, and me pulling it back, when I'm scratching, so it kind of helps it be even more intuitive for me. I don't know if I didn't have that, you know, mental vision or that mental note of the jog wheel moving like a turntable would. I don't know if my scratching would be as decent or as good as it is on this controller. So, and like I said, it's not that great anyway because this controller is not that easy to scratch on. The crossfader cut in is too far out. But yeah, that's it for the video. Have a good one. Take it easy. Peace out.